I actually haven't done a mural, like a traditional mural. This tunnel project would be my first, and I have been active in art from all sides, but I primarily see myself as an artist.
Not everyone is an artist, so when you show someone a design and their mindset is already kind of set to see something, and if they don't see it, even though they didn't know what they were going to look at, they're like, what is this?
My name is Matt Tomesco. I'm an artist. I have a fine art background from Tyler School of Art. I studied painting and poetry. I was going for the most impractical degree that you could possibly get in America.
My name is Brad Carney. I work with the Mural Arts Philadelphia. I'm an after-school arts teacher working with kids between 14 and 18 years old. Very passionate about coming together with youth to build responsive mural practices about their city, their community, their identity.
I like the idea of using a public space in a way that is unexpected, taking a really traditional form that's well established and sort of just turning it on its head. And I think that there's a little bit of that in the tunnel, the Fifth Street Tunnel project.
When blessed, I get to make giant murals like the one we're going to talk about today for the DRPA.
The Mural Arts decided to open it up to the public because the bridge as a public asset sort of belongs to the city.
The building community through muralism or using community outreach, the way the DRPA did it was they had their concepts, they had their walls, and they said that the community would get a chance to look at the murals, give public comment. It was less about voting, it was more just about, what do you think?
And in a way, I think that's really exciting. I mean, it's really fun to see people respond to it, and I think it's probably very exciting for the other artists as well.
I thought it was nice, and while I haven't seen the comments, I guess we won, so they were good. Mural Arts has their in-house people to give their comments, and DRPA gave their comments, and then the people.
There is quite a bit of competition in the art world. I am not a hyper-competitive person. I've also learned through my career that being an artist is like 99% rejection. So I am well aware that at any given moment, 99% of the things that I'm working on are going to fail.
I like it. Competition's fun for me. It makes you push yourself.
There's a great tradition of competition in the arts pushing people to do things that are much greater than they would have had they just been given unlimited time, unlimited resources, and been guaranteed the project.
No, they definitely had scenarios. I remember asking in the beginning, like, if I'm going to spend hundreds of hours on 2 different designs, there has to be at least one slimmer of us getting both. They decided they really wanted to share the wealth and make sure that more artists are just being represented, and I can't argue with that.
We had some meetings and a design review, and then we all were together pitching our ideas at the Art and Theater.
That was really funny to Matt. Let's see if Matt said this. So we all got together. So I was trying to think about like, why are we all sitting in front of here together? It was kind of funny. They do ask a question. They're like, so what's your process? And it was like everyone's lips just went. No one said a thing. It was like crickets, and like we all just, I wanted to just break out laughing, but it was almost like, show your ace. What are you guys gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's more collaborative, and there's less control when working on a public project versus a studio project.
Conflict comes with the territory. We all have egos, and sometimes you have to distance yourself from the emotional aspect to get down to what is necessary for the project moving forward.
I really like the idea of giving up some control and still having a core idea that is fluid enough to withstand other people's input.
Collaborations are fun. You don't know what's going to happen because you have to bounce ideas back and forth. The DRPA and their vision, they gave a lot of information, so we wanted to make sure the mural had that information. So you have to listen to those people, these people, your partner artist, and kind of figure it all out and kind of take it all apart and re-put it back together. In the end, usually you do come out with a very strong, well-planned mural design. I was really trying to make sure that the viewers saw themselves within the mural. We're talking multicultural persons and place. We're talking kind of that sense of home, the sense of work, the sense of community in Philadelphia. And I wanted everybody, no matter how old you were, what your background was, that when you're walking through and you're like, oh, there's someone got it. Someone knew that they needed to put a little bit of everybody in this.
I was really interested in street signs, and I wanted to basically be communicating with a driver in the language that they're already sort of used to seeing, but totally taking it and making it this whole other experience that they've never experienced before, and yet there lingers this like sense of familiarity. Now that is still in the design, but it's not as obvious. When you pitch a design as this looks like a street sign, it's not the most exciting thing in the world to anybody but me. So I learned to, okay, I need to bring in other elements and have them come to the forefront a little bit more.
We went with kind of like you crumble both of us up and you retake us out. You know, it's responsive to the realism and the place, but it has enough quirkiness and kind of there's an illusion and space and push depth, but it just worked.
I'm approaching it as a painting. I'm not designing it, I think, the way traditional muralists design things, although I don't know because I don't know how they do it.
So the DRPA 5th Street Tunnel Pedestrian is a cloth-based mural. These kinds of walls sometimes are hard to get some beautiful straight lines on for artists like myself, so we like to do cloth.
I'm going to be painting it in a studio, inside, in pieces with parachute cloth.
We will have that printed at Volta Studios and mix probably a couple hundred colors.
Match the colors to a color wheel, order the paint, and then get it all delivered to a space and begin working on it.
We'll just get to town. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of paint's going to get spilled by accident, and I'm okay with that.